Good afternoon, everybody. Goodness me, how's things? I hope that you enjoyed Leslie's tile on Tuesday. Can I just say thank you very much to her for stepping in for me, as I had to go and, well, I didn't have to. Well, I went and did a course on my long arm quilting machine, so it's been a long time coming, and yeah, so I had some time out and went and did that. Had loads of fun. So here we are, back again as usual on Friday, number 393. So actually only a few weeks before we hit the 400 mark. How exciting is that? I think we all need cake on that day. So of course on the cusp of classes this weekend as well. And I did say actually that I'd be putting classes for the new year on the website this weekend. So probably Sunday evening, because of course classes again all weekend. So that's not a problem. Okay, a couple of other things just before we start. The Sanntangle Facebook page, the one I'm on at the, well, not the Sanntangle, the Sandra one I'm on at the minute, might disappear because I've got a new phone and laptop, so I can't actually get this particular page on that new laptop. You know, I got hacked it seems like a few years ago. It wasn't that long ago, and it caused me so many problems. I'm still having the backlash of that, really. So I'm going to have to make a new page. So as soon as that happens, what I'll make sure that I go onto the Sanntangle group and let everybody know that I've done that, so you don't think that whatever's coming through is a scam or anything. So yeah, Chris, about 2 years ago. Yeah, it's still a bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to have to do that soon. So I'll let you know. But anyway, enough of that. Let's have a look at a tile. So here we go. I've got the same colour tile as Leslie did on Tuesday, actually. But I've added a little bit of ink there. So I've roughed it up around the edges. I've added a little bit of white and a little bit of black around the edges there. So, okay. Now, if you've got a round stencil, by all means, go ahead and use that today. But I'm going to sort of freestyle it a little bit. And I want to put myself a bit of a bubble around there. It's not going to be absolutely huge. It's not going to completely fill the tile, but it is going to give us something to work to. That's not bad for a Friday afternoon, is it? A bit of a sketch. There we go. All right, so that's our first job. Let's have a little look at this then. Let's go a little bit bigger. Okay, so if you've got something a little bit like that, that's great. We can get started. So, okay, first things first then. I'm going to come in. I'm going to do straight with pen today. If you feel you want to use pencil, please feel free. Go ahead, and that's fine. Oh, thank you, Rose. That's really kind of you. In all honesty, I wanted to do the Hemi show because I know there's a few of you that I'd brought the paints because I used them on one of mine. And I did actually buy them, so I kind of like them, but I wanted to be sure that you all know how to use them, or you know how to get the best out of them. So that's why I did it. All right, you see what I've done here? I've got a little swirl, and you see I've gone almost over and under and left little gaps. All right, so that's that first little bit. And then around we go. And thank you, by the way, as well for your kind wishes for Seth. He's fine. He's full of energy at the minute. So that's nice. He's got quite an appetite at the minute as well. So he's doing great. He had a bit of an issue, but okay. See, I'm doubling up. I'm leaving that gap. It might change a little bit there. So here we go. Oh, hello, Kathy. You have missed. Where have you been? We've missed you. But now you can catch up, or you can just start with this one. There's no need to go back and redo. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so this might look a little bit different to yours, but that's absolutely fine. I don't need to worry about that at all. So okay, let's have a look then. I want to do a little bit of foliage, something a bit different. So here we go. I'm going to bring sort of 2 lines in like so. Okay, I'm going to go in a little bit more, and then I'm going to do a little shape there and a little shape there, and then a shape there. It's a bit of a point in. Okay, so I'm going to bring another one in there. Look, oh, wandered off screen there, and then again one there, look, one there, and one have a little look at this sort of a space there, okay? So I'm going to sort of work my way around. Now when I say work my way around, I'm not going to have them all facing the same way. So you've got one there that going in the opposite. It's a little bit smaller, that's fine. So they're all going to sort of work their way around. Now you don't want to put too many in one place, because you can always go back and add a few more if you need to. But let's do one this way. But if you've got loads in one space and you think, oh, I don't want any more of them, it's going to look a bit odd because we need them all over. Now I've got 2 there, look. 2 there. So am I going to go in 2s? Is that a conscious decision? Or is that just how it lands at the minute? So I'm going to come in with another there. So that one's going to go slightly underneath that one. Yeah. Let's come round and do one here. So you see they're changing size as I go round, and that absolutely doesn't matter. And I think for this one, look, I'm going to put 2 on this side. So doing the corners first, then the middle. Yeah. So let's bring one here. So see, a little bit of space in between them. I'm not trying to fill it completely with this. I've got some other bits and pieces. There you go. And let's have one sort of there. So what do we all have planned for this weekend? Anything crazy? Oh, Janet, just go with it, honestly. Or if you want to, then you can split it up and you can do that. But whatever works for you, you don't have to copy mine. Sometimes, though, don't forget that it is nice to just step out of that little bubble you're in and try something different. So maybe just sort of one here, and then that's balanced them out, hasn't it? So there we are, putting that one in. And yeah, let's put one. I'm going to have it sort of crisscrossing into there. That. Yeah. Okay, we can always add some of these in as we go around if you want to add a few more, but I want to bring a few other things in. So okay, next little bit then. Let's have a look. So I'm going to start around this sort of area here. Do I want another shaping? Yeah. So you see where I've got these little gaps. So let's sort of bring in, you see a little bit of a, so that's going under. This one, look, is going to go over. Perhaps under there, look. And then through that one there. You see, that's why we left the gaps. Again, if you would prefer to do this in pencil, that's fine. So I'm going to go under there and over that one. Here we go. And back to there. And then if I do sort of a thicker line around there, not too thick, join it together. Let me show you the whole thing. You see? So that's going to come and join into there, see? And then this one is going to be around here, so that goes, joins there now. It was just a nice way of doing it without thinking I've got to rub any lines out later. And then we get a little bit of a crisscross. And I'm sure we've done something like this before, where we've gone over and under and created a little bit of a shape. Doesn't have to match perfectly, because of course we're going to be adding other things to it. So there we are. Right, so I've got that kind of a thing going on. Oh, Pam, goodness me, we've only just finished Craft Em. To be fair, I haven't finished Craft Em yet because I've not put them all on a sheet and coloured them in. I'm a little bit behind myself with that. So, okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring out sort of 3 little lines. It is, Viv. It is a little bit like that. It's sort of, I suppose it's sort of a wreath, but I wanted to do a little bit of different kind of foliage coming out. You know, just play with a few shapes. And then, of course, what you can do with this is you can add it in with the rest of you know, your flowers and things that you draw. It's just nice to have some different versions. We do lots of flowers, so I thought I'd just keep it all to sort of greenery today. See, these look like little bubbles, don't they, or balloons. I might go over there, look. Oh, there. It's giving you a few options. See how that sort of works? Let's have a look at this. Right. There you go, and just like clockwork, John picks that up. You see? So look, they're facing different directions again. So let's put one in here. So sometimes it's better to actually put those lines in first, because then it's not sort of forcing you to think about where these are going. You can have more than 3 in there. See that one? I'm just going to go behind there, look. Maybe you want another one there. See, that's going behind there. Okay. See, again, don't want to get too bogged down trying to do loads in one place. So if I come round, look, and put some little lines in. And again, facing different directions. Maybe go that way with that one. I think doing it this way, putting these lines in like this, it makes me sort of not really consider too much where they're going, because I don't want to think too much about the construction. I want to keep some space in the middle, but it's helping me break things up a little bit. And I know some of you love that symmetry, but sometimes just give it a go and try something a little bit different. See, it's looking quite nice. But again, I'm not going to do too much now in this middle area because I want to keep that free. All right. Again, they don't all have to be the same size. Let's put one there, look. And then, of course, there's a little bit of a gap there. See, there's quite a bit going on. So a bit of a gap there. So I'm going to go this way because I say I don't want really much more in there. So let's have it going outwards. Like so. Okay. Oh, Rose, yeah, it depends. Now, if you're gonna draw over, I would use the watercolor. If you're gonna use this pen to draw over it, if you're gonna use the Himi gouache, then it's got to be completely dry. And you can use this, but I would probably go in with the Sharpie. If you're using the Himi solid watercolor, then I would definitely go in with a Sharpie. But if you saw the show, I actually went over with a Tortillon first and then with the pen. So watercolor's the easiest one. You can go straight over with this. That would be my go-to if that's what I was going to do. Okay. See, I've got a little bit of a space there. I am going to put another one in there. Just maybe see a couple of little bits in there. Maybe another one. So it gives it something to work to. Okay. And then the space left, I'm going to come in with one of our regulars. Although I'm going to make it a little bit sort of more pointed. Let's go in and have a look at that. See? So if I draw something more triangles, I would say, than leaf shapes in a sense, and then join them. Okay, so let's do another one of those. Let's come in here. So see, up we go, and I'm going to put that sort of triangle on the top, and then little lines sort of like as we go down, and then join them. Okay. Okay. Let's do this one. See how that sort of gives it a slightly different sort of feel to it, doesn't it? Doing that looks a little bit different. Again, I don't really want to put can help it now in there. I've got enough going on in the middle, so I can add some of these around the edge. So look for your spaces. Again, they don't have to be going in exactly the same way. You can work them round and put them in as you want to go. So definitely see one in this gap here. It's nice that because I've got that black ink on there, it's not, you know, completely solid black, so you can still go over it with a pen and it's fine. Let's bring that in there, see, makes it look like it's going through. And let's do one here. Okay. There you are, and definitely one there, look. So we've got some fab designs that we're going to be doing this weekend at HQ. So I hope you're all ready and you've got your kits packed. I mean, of course, everything will be here ready for you, but we've, yeah, I've got some really, well, I hope, I like them, so nice projects. So I'm going to give you, you know, a little bit of your comfort zone, a little bit of a challenge, and a little bit of fun, some colouring in there as well. So a few different bits and pieces going on. Okay. Right, so there's our sort of little bits and pieces. I think first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come in at any sort of pencil lines now. You know, as long as you're careful, let's get rid of, we don't need them. Okay. Alright. There you are. And then back in with pen, and we've got some little gaps in places. I'm going to have some little bubbly kind of flowers going in there. You see? This one, let's put a couple little leaves in, if we can get space. I'm going to go a bit bigger there so you can see what I'm doing. Let's do another one. I'm going to do sort of a part one here, so it's just bubbles round bubbles. And then add yourself a little leaf in there as well. Again, don't put loads in one space and think, oh, I don't want to put any more in. You've got to balance it around the piece. So let's have a look at little leaves in there. Let's have a look. So we've got these few in here. So I'm going to move around a little bit. So you're going to find lots of little gaps that you can do this in. And I'm going to put one there, like I know it's sort of fine in that bottom edge. And let's have one in there. You don't have to do this, you could have just put more leaves in. Just something that's going to bring a little bit of colour. Oh, Wendy, we're coming with them. Now, Wendy, are you going to do regular ones or are you going to do zigzag ones? What do you think? It's just getting quite busy now, isn't it? And that's what we want. I want quite a full sort of design. Can put one there. Oh, Rose, it's my heater. It's in the part where I've got the office. There isn't any heating in here. It's getting a little bit cool, so we've got a thermostat in, a little heater, so it'll calm down in a minute. So, a couple of them. Let's have a look. Let's bring one out here. A little bubble. Zigzag ones. Wendy, you've read my mind. So we start like this and then zigzag our way. There you are. And let's do one coming around here, look. Zigzag. That's going to go underneath. You see? Yeah. Janet, yes, there is. I am coming to Stoke next year. I think, I will check actually. I think I have booked it for the first weekend in June again. So, absolutely. I have. Okay. So, I need to check up on that. I'm sure I have. But I'm going to go over the top of that there. And again, look, I'm working on the outside. So this is not particularly Christmassy. This is more sort of wintry. To give you a little bit of an idea. There you are. Okay. So I'm going to come in with a couple of little lines. I just want some sort of straight edges. So what I've got my Halloween. Well, it's not really Halloween, is it? Let's have a look which way around. I'm going to put myself some lines in there with a pencil. And again, you don't have to do this. You can just keep it as is. But I want to put myself a little quote in there. Let's see if I can do it in that bit. Okay. So let's have a look. I'm going to go in pencil first. Definitely wants a bit sharper. So here we are. I'm going to go B. All right. Now, if you do it in pencil, if you sort of find you're running out of space, you can rub it out. Try again. Be around people. Who. I'm going to have to get who and are on the same line here. Who are. Good. For. So that's kind of your. I'm going to get it in there like soul. Look at that. All right, so and I'd not even planned that. Naughty Witch stencil. Gosh, that was with Halloween Hollow. It's one of the Halloween Hollow backgrounds. So it's got like the pumpkins and the witches, but it's got two different sizes of little moons. I just used it for the straight edge, to be honest. So whatever you've got around, really. Here we are then. So again, you can use whatever quote you like. But sometimes I think it's nice, isn't it, to have something in there that's a little bit motivational. And when you look at it, you don't just enjoy what you've drawn, but you read what it says as well. Okay, I'm going to make my G a little bit shorter there, because it's touching some of those leaves. And, you know, you could actually come in and stamp one if you want to, but again, I like to handwrite some of them because again, it's nice to do that sort of real personal touch, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look at that. All right. So pencil and tortillon then. Let's have a look if I can actually rub out some of that. Be careful when you do this, because if you've just had a new pen, they can be quite juicy. So we don't want it really smudging. That was fine. There you go. Especially when you do that. Or brush it away. Okay. There we go. So, next little bit there. Pencil and tortillon. Okay, here we go. So, I'm going to bring in... or do I... No, I'm going to go for colour. Colour. Here we are then. So, I'm going to come with my greens and yellows, that kind of thing. And of course my white pencil. Well, let's have a few of those out and about. I've got a nice khaki in there as well. So I'm going to start with that one actually. And if you're going to go straight in with regular pencil and tortillon, then this is where you'd put your tortillon or your pencil, because this is the darkest bit. So I'm actually going to go underneath each of these little lines. I'm not filling the whole thing, see? I'm coming in and adding a little bit just where they go underneath each other. And there, along there. And into that one. See how that just sort of adds a little bit to it? And it's kind of dark. It's almost the same sort of level as the tile. I don't want it to really completely stand out because there's other things going on. So that gives me that, okay? So if I bring in my deep green, I can add just a little bit more. Not completely covering again, but just bring it out a little bit more. Working around. And again, if you were using a regular pencil for this, then this is what you'd be using your tortillon for. And taking some of that pencil, that graphite, along the shapes. to soften it out a little bit. Okay, that's that little bit there. So I might as well stick with this one. Oh, I might as well do a bit of this, hadn't I? There you go, missed that. Stick with this one, and where we've got those little leaves, you know, with the flowers, let's just work my way around. I'll probably miss one, I always do. And again, not blending this in at all, because they're so small, doesn't matter. There you go, look, that one there. All right, so bring in my lighter green, so my grass green, and add a little bit into those. You can see I'm not particularly blending these. It's going to blend by having lots of different colours on all around. Maybe a little bit more in there, look. Oh, Kathy, paints, no, because they are hobby makers, not mine. But cards, yes, I can make those available. It's nice, isn't it, sometimes to have something printed on watercolour that you can actually use. I thought it'd just be nice to have something that you could start to paint on rather than having to try and source all of that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Maureen. It's nice, it's very winterish, but it's not really cold snow and things. It's bringing out those colours. All right. So again, not really blended them, I'm just adding a bit. And of course, if you're coming in with just your pencil, you just add a little bit and soften it off with your Tortillon. Got those in, okay. So I'm going to bring in just a touch of orange, I think. So Clementine, these are these little ones that we did. Let's bring in a little bit of colour in there. Now, of course, you can mix the colours up as and when and do what you want to do with it. It's nice to have a bit of a mix because, of course, it's not all green. At this time of year, we do have colours that are changing. So we can, you know, go a little bit mad, really, if we want to. And bring all those warm colours out there, that orange. And again, I'm not completely colouring it in. It's almost like a gesture colour in there, so nothing crazy. Yeah. Let's bring in a bit of yellow. Into those. So again, I'm just adding a touch of colour, not really going crazy about it at all. It's little bits in there. No blending, nothing like that, just filling it in. Again, if you're going in with just a regular pencil, you could perhaps do these and fill them in with just black ink. So it gives you a little bit of a difference. If they're quite small, you perhaps wouldn't want to blend them out with anything. Let's have a little look at this. There you go. So just the little flowers, really. So colour-wise for that, I'm going to come in with a darker red. So there's my Claret, and just add a little bit around those bubbles. See, not really colouring it in, just adding a touch of a little bit of colour. So not going to town with it really. Just sort of giving them a little bit of a nod there. And there you go, missed one of those. So a little bit of white, and where would that happen? Just want to come in, let's put a little bit on the edges of some of these because it's quite light there in itself. Let's go in a bit. Around we go. So I'm not really blending this either, I'm adding a little bit, just like so. It's kind of nice, isn't it, to go over and add that bit of white. Makes all the difference. So, adding a touch. And we go with those. So, just little hints. See? And I am going to add add a little bit on, you know, where that sort of bits we've left. Now we can come in and join that. Again, using a regular pencil, you could do this with your white chalk pencil if you wanted to. Whatever works. Right, let's have a little look at this. So, coming in with my regular pencil now. What I want to do around the inside here, I'm not going to go over anything I've coloured in with coloured pencils, but around the inside. Oh, I think that, oh, hang on a second, I think that was one of those little pieces there. There you go, around the inside, see, of this shape. And being that this is quite large too, I'm going to go just inside there a little bit. Okay, and again, if they're quite large, go inside. If not, don't worry about it. And Tortillon. Soften that off a little bit. So not going completely in the middle, but just wanting a little bit of darkness in there. Around we go. This it just gives it that little bit of detail and working my way around it. So I know some of you out there want to colour this and be completely precise. That's absolutely fine. But we're looking at the thing as a whole rather than each individual piece. So I've not gone too crazy with all the shading and the colouring. It was adding colour, and that's what it was all about. Okay, I'm going to remove that pencil line in the middle and I can press on a bit more. There you go. So, almost there. I'm going to come back in with my pen. And where are we? Back in. And see where I've got that, where I've just put the shadow? Let's come on in and add some of that pen. So around we go. And along. You see how that just adds that extra bit, but only, you know, in some of the areas. So I'm not completely following the whole line. I'm giving it that little bit of further definition in there. All right, let's have a little look at that. Okay, so maybe again, if you've got those big bits, you know, where we've actually added in some shading, do a little bit in there as well. Just gives it that idea that you've got some depth going on. Okay, so there we go. There's our tile for the day. Last thing to do, a little bit of a signature. There we are, into the middle there, on the corner rather. And all right, there you are. So what we're going to go and do now, hopefully you're going to have a go at drawing this and you're going to post it on the Facebook page. And of course, don't forget, next week we're going to swap the tile, swap up a little bit next week. So if you've been doing it and love it, that's great. You're going to hopefully like what we're going to do with it. But if you've never tried it before, if you think, oh, it's a bit too much for me, then maybe what we're going to do on Monday is going to change things up. I'm sure it's Monday's the third Monday in the month. So I shall be with you there at 2 o'clock and we'll have a look at that. And then, of course, tiles as usual, Tuesdays and Fridays. So, okay, have a lovely weekend and I look forward to seeing what you're going to do with this. And I will catch you all soon. So have a good one, everybody, and stay safe. All right, bye.